This is the weekly watch of April 15th, 2013. I'm your host, Darkly10000. And with me, as always, is Truman. And Nathan.
Hooray.
And it's also Monday, because that's important.
No, it isn't. It's not important.
It's not that important.
Of course it's important. It's the most important part of the day.
Oh, why are you so stupid?
Okay, and this episode is titled, Nathan is a beautiful snowflake and Makoto is the worst person to ever exist.
No, it's Jay is a beautiful snowflake.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Jay is the one that was most like this is the individual.
Oh yeah. Jay is a beautiful snowflake and Makoto is the worst person to ever exist.
Oh, shut up and just start. What
okay, so then, this week we all watched, Dantalian no Shoka, which was 12 episodes, and then one episode OVA.
Dandelion no Shoka.
Why would you put one English word and then one non-English word? Why not just say it either all in Moonspeak or all in English?
Because I don't know what the hell... Dandelion no Shaka?
Well,
No.
You can't...
Dantalian is supposed to be like the name of a demon.
Is it?
I don't even think it translates to Dandelion. I think that's completely wrong.
It doesn't translate to Dandelion. It just sounds like it.
Yeah, I just realized that. Why are you calling it Dandelion? It's not Dandelion. Where did you even get Dandelion from?
I just went with it. It just sounds like Dandelion. Stop typing.
Okay, but I have to defend Kohimi Muso's Sengoku Grants and Monster Girl Quest from people calling them new games. I just need to say that because they're deep games with complicated stories, well-developed characters, and some of them have gameplay, which is pretty meh.
You're arguing on your VN form while this is going on?
I just had to say. I had to defend a few star games of mine.
Okay, Nathan, the questions, if you please.
So what are our general questions? Because as always, we've forgotten them.
Well, you would think one day we would remember these things. There they are.
Yeah.
Alright,
Okay.
So, the general opinion on the show.
I didn't really like it.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it. Just a bunch of little things bugged me to the extent that at the end I was just like, I don't like it. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. And for me, it's, for one, the main female voice actress, her voice bugged me. I don't know, something about it just seemed weird. It just bugged me all through. And maybe it's the fact that she was using archaic language and it just, the way she was speaking just sounded weird. But it just something seemed off every time she was speaking. And it's clear that she was using an archaic diction, but maybe that was it. But something about the way she spoke just seemed weird. And I didn't like the fact that in the art half of it, first off the character just kept blushing randomly.
Dude, if you want to see blushing randomly if you want to see tons of blushing characters, watch the first episode of TheMidge. They almost never stop blushing. Okay,
well, we're not talking about TheMidge. We're talking about Dantalian. And so the main girl, Dalian, she just would just start randomly blushing for just no reason. Did you guys notice that at all?
No.
No, I didn't notice that.
No? She was just randomly blushing. She'd be talking and just
isn't that what normally tsunderes do, though?
But she wasn't, I mean, I would say she was a bad tsundere. She was not very, good at it. I mean, I don't know. But it seemed like it was like a forced blush. It was like they were trying to say, hey, she's a tsundere. just accept it. But like, it wasn't natural. It was just she'd be like halfway through a sentence and then she'd just start blushing, like for no reason whatsoever. Although I did like the interactions between her and the blonde girl whose name I can't remember. Actually, I did like the blonde girl altogether. Fiona. I did like Fiona. I thought she was a great character.
Alright.
Oh, no, not Fiona. What was her name? What was the person I'm talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The woman that had the weird clothing every time.
Yeah, the one. Yeah, the one. Her whole gimmick was the clothing. Camilla.
Well.
Yeah, Camilla.
Nathan, what did you think?
I'm iffy on it. I mean, I thought the like idea was kind of cool, I guess. But they just like there was a couple episodes where like we're gonna have a story, like an overarching story, except we're not. That annoyed me.
Yeah.
4 episodes that were story based, and the rest were just little episodic content.
It was a lot of just episodic, and then, like, towards the end, it's like, hey, all these people came together and now they're splitting up immediately. Tune in for the next season.
Well, that's a different, like, problem I had that I was gonna bring up a little bit after general opinions about how, you see, like, how the makeup of the episodes was weird. But I'll bring that up in a little bit.
I kinda like this show, but not a lot. Just above average for me. It was actually pretty cool when they were like using the magic and stuff, but every time he would pull a book out, everything would come to a dead stop. Cause he would just be reading the book.
Oh yeah.
And it would just cut away to all those things.
I thought the very concept, like, I feel like half the episodes were just like people reading like something that like had nothing to do with like, and like because of the translation, the translation is inherently slightly off. So then you have like, I guess what should be poems or like book passages, and they're reading them, and I'm sure they're off. And so I'm just sitting there being like what are we really, like, basically, this is all this filler text, and I'm, like, looking at this picture of a guy reading a filler text at something. And, like, half the episodes were just basically filler text.
I'm gonna say that pretty much every time they started reading a book, I just kind of stopped paying attention, unless it was a character not reading a book.
That's pretty much what you had to do, because, I mean, you can't really trust the translations, though, because they have to keep, like, the style of it, so they focus less, and the words probably didn't mean much anyway in the first place, so I would assume most translators kind of just drop it for stuff that sounds like it would sound better, you know? Especially since we were using Kami. Were we using Kami on this one? No, we were using...
No, just the OVA was Kami.
Oh, you're right. We used Zerut.
Why was the file size so big?
I don't know. Apparently this was just the most badass copy of Dantalian ever.
It was like 1 gig an episode, right?
Yeah, we had like this, for 12 episodes we had like 13 gigs of files.
In 720p.
Yeah, in 720, not even in 1080, in 720.
It was that they were like, what, 10-bit instead of 8-bit?
Yeah, exactly, which I don't know what that means really.
Did the audio quality sound amazing?
Maybe. I'm not really sure. I guess it must have. So, okay, so here's what I wanted to bring up. A problem I had with kind of just like the makeup of the episodes. I just want to bring this up.
Alright.
It seemed like every episode was too rushed. Like, it'd be the beginning, and then there'd be like, here's the introduction of the plot. And like, when there would usually be like, in a real story, like some build-up, like, who's the killer? Oh, let's like find out who the killer, like we're searching for the killer, here's a clue, here's another clue, we found out the killer. It'd be like, who's the killer? This guy's the killer, here's who he killed, now we stopped him. Like everything was just like immediate. Like there was no like build up or anything ever. it would just be like, oh, who's this lady who we just met? And here's this lady who we just met. Everything, like every, there's all her info. Literally the immediate scene after, like the, who is this? Here's everything you wanted to know about her and the problem. Like, there was no build-up. There was no dramatic, they didn't write the stories well. You know? They were trying to fit too much into each episode, and they, like every episode could have been a whole series. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, a very long series. They could have probably, taken maybe 2 or 3 of the stories.
Exactly. Every 2 or 3 episodes could have been a whole 12-episode series. Like, every episode should have been, 3 episodes.
Yeah, it could have been an individual arc by itself.
Exactly. Like, everything just felt so rushed with it being in one episode.
It felt kinda like Sherlock Holmes if Sherlock Holmes had one clue and one person to blame it all on.
Exactly. That's the thing. It was definitely supposed to be a mystery show. I think we can agree on that, right?
Well, it's declared as mystery. It's declared as historical, too.
Well, it would be hard for it to, it's hard for it to be a mystery, because the second that the mystery comes, the next scene has the mystery solved. And then, that's how every episode ended up working. And it's that's the problem with finding that correct pacing is the hard part of, a mystery story, and they just, didn't get it. Their pacing is just really bad. The only episode I liked, and even that I felt was okay, was the arc with the white hair, with the white,
The Inquisition dude? Was he Inquisition?
Yeah, with the
Inquisition side officer.
Yeah, the Inquisition guy. And I actually liked their arc, and I actually liked her a lot.
That one episode where you see them once, they're hinted at showing up later, but they only show up at the last episode once.
Yeah, it was one of those.
Don't they have a 2-episode arc, or is it just one episode?
It's one episode.
Oh, well, I thought it was 2.
It's one episode, and they show up at the very end when the big confrontation happens, and nothing happens from it.
Oh, exactly. That's another thing. But I actually thought that one episode with those characters, I thought that had some decent pacing. That was the one episode. I remember that one episode I sat and watched it. I thought the pacing of it was good, which is surprising because they literally were introducing a completely new cast for that episode, and that was the least information crammed. And actually, I kind of just liked just to totally offshoot into what we're talking about next, or supposed to be talking about next. This white, what were they called? Princess girl was definitely my favorite. I liked her character a lot. Yeah. I thought she was awesome.
Which white-haired one? The one inside the character, or the one that was handcuffed and chained?
The one that was in full bondage gear, all 24/7.
It was in a straitjacket. It wasn't in bondage gear. It was straitjacket.
And then handcuffs and foot cuffs. Come on. Okay. Bondage girl 24/7 YOLO was my favorite character.
So let's see here. We have Bondage Girl, white-haired Loli, Gothic Lolita Tsundere Loli. What's the third one?
And then the white.
The red. The eye patch.
Yeah, red eye patch, also Gothic Lolita.
Loli.
Yeah. I mean, they were all Lolis, so.
All three.
The white-haired one wasn't a Loli.
Well,
she wasn't as much.
She was like a full-sized woman.
That was actually true. But the other two were. I think she was supposed to be, but they just kind of didn't.
Well,
she's always sitting down, so she's always
I mean, she only had one episode, so. So I guess it'd be hard to really. I mean, if they made any mistake at all, they didn't really have much time to fix it. I mean, I was kind of just assuming they were all supposed to be lolis.
I assume the same thing.
Oh, and here's okay, actually, since we're on main characters, I'll talk about this later.
Wait, okay, I want to bring up one thing. It was about one of the earlier episodes, where the woman kept killing the author and the author's mistress.
Yeah, that one.
It wasn't about the pacing of the show or anything, but their idea of evolution pissed me off so much.
Wait, what?
I remember that, and I thought it was really weird myself.
They keep killing the characters, and then they then she's not able to kill them anymore, and then Dalian's just like, oh, it's because they evolved. Like, they can't evolve like that. It's supposed to be slowly, over time, through multiple generations. An individual does not evolve.
Dude, you're thinking...
line that evolves.
Nathan, you're thinking in terms of science. This is magic.
See, this is a big problem I have with shows that are supposed to be, like, historical or something like that, because animes, I feel, play really fast and loose with, like, fact, and, like, so, like, I know a little bit, but I don't know enough to, like, really fact-check the things they ever try to mention, so I'm like, I'm not sure if, like, this is a thing, but I'm not sure if this is true, and, like, I'll just be sitting there, like, is this true or not? I don't know, and I don't really care enough to Google it, but I don't think they're right.
You just gotta roll with it, magic.
Well, she didn't explain it in terms of magic. She explained it in a scientific way.
It's called playing fast it's called playing fast and loose with, basic scientific laws.
Scientific laws? I don't know what those are. Do you know what those are?
Neither do the creators of this show.
Okay.
Who did make this show?
Gynax.
Wow, this is Gynax. I guess not everything can be Gurren in canon.
Yeah, some of it turns out to be Evangelion.
You mean the other critically acclaimed show?
Shut up.
The show that created otakuism? Yeah. Wow, let's start giving that show crap.
I'm going to give it crap.
Oh, man. So...
Okay,
okay, so wait, you guys can say your favorite characters.
Well, yeah. Nathan, you go first.
I like the Riverside officer.
Of course.
The what?
The Inquisitor.
Oh.
The book burner.
The book burner.
Like, I kind of like them. I like those two. Because, like, they definitely had a story, but, like, they never really mentioned it. But, like, you could tell there was a story for them. Like, it just wasn't...
And I like them way more than Huey and Dalian.
I just really like the girl. I really like does she even have a name? Did they even mention her name at all? Like, on this page, they call her...
something like that.
Yeah, on this page they call her Flamberge. Did she ever call her that? Because I think in the show they
he
just called her piece of trash.
Her.
Oh,
He introduces her.
I just remember her being referred to as piece of trash.
Yeah, whenever she would talk to him and make a joke, he would call her a piece of trash.
It's criminal how little time that pair got.
It really is, because I like them a lot. I like female characters that are just really rude. Like, Jay, you watched Seto no Hanayomi, right?
Yeah.
Like, I loved the shell girl.
Okay.
Because just I remember, like, I love when her speech patterns, and basically, and like it just reminded me that this white haired girl just reminded me of the same speech patterns as the shell girl from that one, and it's just, I don't know, it was so funny.
Man, I sure love that character. I can't remember the name of.
What?
You.
Oh, me?
I'm making fun of you.
It's Spiral Shell Maki, but I like... I like descriptive words instead of names, because I'm bad with names, really, most of the time, and so... Like, her name is Spiral Shell Maki, but Shell Girl, I feel, describes her better. Like this girl's name is Flamberg, and we went over that, but I prefer White Hair Girl, because that's how I am. That's how I roll. But yeah, I thought they played off each other well. They were interesting. They interacted with people well. I thought, like, they definitely should have gotten way more time.
But maybe we only liked them more because we saw less of them, and we didn't get to know all their little quirks.
That's true. I could see the Inquisitor guy getting boring pretty quickly.
The thing is, to me, I judged them based off the other two, and I didn't like either of the other two.
Okay.
I didn't like Huey and Dalian, and I didn't like the professor and the red one.
I had a little bit of a problem with Dalian, just like the fact that overly blushy, felt like overly forced into like what we want her to be a tsundere. They felt like they overly forced her into like just these little things like the blushing. Other than that, I felt like her character was okay. I didn't have a big problem with it.
Okay, see, I get that. I don't get the whole, like, I don't remember the whole blushing thing, but yeah, I could kind of, like, it seems like they wanted her to be a tsundere character, but it didn't seem as good as the few that I have seen.
Yeah,
it annoyed me.
I've seen a lot more force in bad tsunderes, so like it wasn't like, bottom of the list. It was kind of just average on the scale. Like, they didn't do it very well, but they didn't do it terribly. And like she felt more than just cookie cutter tsundere, but it felt like they had a character and then they tried to pigeonhole that character in the tsundere like template. That's what it felt like to me.
Wait, what other worst tsundere have you seen?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to go through my list right now and just find worst tsunderes, but I'm sure I'll have some a little later.
Okay.
I think part of the reason it felt like it was forced on the character is because so much time was spent on her sweet addiction thing.
Her sweet tooth?
Yeah.
That felt pretty forced. It was just like the fact that she just went crazy for bread. Like what?
I know, sweet bread.
Yeah, it just seemed weird. Like, I don't know. Like, they just handled it weird. Everything about it was weird. So, and then the other guy, the main character, Anthony. Huey, yeah.
What the hell did you get?
Huey! Well, so, it's on the mouth, Anthony.
Yeah.
But every time I heard his name, I wanted to play Fire Emblem.
Wait, who's called Huey in Fire Emblem?
Well, Donald says Huey all the time.
Oh.
Because, Huey!
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what my opinions of him are. I thought he was a decent character.
He was there.
Yeah, he was there.
He was there, that was it.
I mean, he had a gun. That was kind of cool.
He fought a dragon.
He did fight a dragon. He fought a dragon with a revolver. I mean, that's kind of cool.
That was one of the highlights of the show for me. Episode 1.
The very first episode.
And, it just, it's hard to say because everything was just so rushed. Like, there was no development, which is, part of just the episodic nature of the show. But everything was rushed. Like, they had these, introducing, villains, but it was so rushed, I wasn't even sure if they were villains until a few times they were, in there. And then just, they just randomly, here's White Hair Girl and the Inquisitor. Why are they here? We have no idea. And then also halfway through the show, I'm gonna bring this up now, I noticed a huge drop in the quality of the animation. And that I'm gonna blame on budget. It kind of just fell out on budget-wise halfway through. Did you guys notice that?
I probably couldn't see it because I was watching it in a car for the last episodes.
Okay, well, I remember the first one that really set me off was the whole, I think it was episode 9 or something, and it was the one where they're in a book. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Yeah, I think that was because they were in a book.
Well, I think that was the way they explained it, but the fact is the art style was significantly easier and lazier than normal, and then from that point on, I started watching, and I noticed that the quality of the animation had really dropped, as opposed to the first couple episodes. That one episode really made me look and watch, and it made me notice that there was quite a big drop in just the quality of the animation. At some point, I couldn't tell you exactly where it started, but I did notice that, and it kind of just bugged me. I would be watching it and it'd be well, that's just a reused shot. That's not synced up well, and I was kind of just started sitting there and. You
started nitpicking?
Yeah, I started nitpicking, which I usually don't.
That's incredibly rare for you.
Yeah, I sat there and I just started nitpicking this little like just the creation, the animation of it, and I just man, I don't know, it bugged me. So that was my thing on that.
All right. I guess I'll do my favorite character.
Episode.
Oh
yeah, there you go. Favorite character.
Yeah, go.
Wait,
go.
if you're talking about an episode, because all right.
I just want to say that the thing that Truman was talking about, where it's like they find a villain and then they like the villain's stopped or whatever.
Just immediately.
The episode with the kids becoming super smart.
I liked that one. That I liked, actually.
Yeah?
I really liked that.
To me was just like, there wasn't a problem for them to solve.
Exactly. See, I actually liked that. I thought that was, I wish they would have waited, like, to pull that until later on, because I actually really liked that. It was like, here's a thing, but there's no, like, it's not like a problem, it's just like this moral, this like gray area. Like their whole job is like, get these books and like stop these like aberrations happening. And like they come to these people and they're like, well, they're not causing problems, but it's not.
They don't have a plan to cause problems either.
Yeah, and it's like it's not like they shouldn't be like super geniuses. Like there shouldn't be 5 or 6 10-year-old super geniuses just chilling out. But like, what do we do? And they just end up leaving, and they're like, what? It was just very like, it felt very unresolved, and like I actually really liked it. But I mean, that was.
I wish they would have brought it in, or not earlier, brought it up again.
Well, I'm actually glad they did.
It would have actually meant something.
They could have
meant something.
They could have like done something similar and referenced it back. Like they can't solve every problem. Is what I want.
Exactly.
Kind of want.
That's what I liked about it. That like
Yeah,
not everything's something they can just solve. So I actually really liked that little thing that happened.
I just wanted it to come up again. That's what I wanted. Like, I'm not like a problem solving or anything like that. Just I wanted it to be there still, but it never comes up again.
Yeah. I know. Well, they can't constantly go back. What I would say is they can't constantly go back and be referenced.
Well, they can't constantly go back, but this is something that they left open.
But I feel like they definitely left it open for a purpose. Like, it's definitely supposed to be they can't solve everything. Like, not everything is just a problem.
I'm not saying
they
solve it. I'm just saying I want it to emerge in the world again. I want those kids to show up somewhere. It doesn't have to be part of the main story.
I would say that goes back to just the episodic nature of the show would just kind of would keep it from doing that. But that's just what I would say. I would just put that straight up too, because of the nature of the show, which is an episodic series as opposed to a
continuous.
Continuous as opposed to a continuous series.
I don't think that was the right word. I was just throwing words out there, but
I think there is another word, but that works perfectly fine for what we're going for. So
people will understand.
I actually really liked that thing with the kids. Like that was one of my I saw that, I'm like, wow, like I liked it. I'm like, this is good.
That was half an episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like not even half. It was like a third of an episode.
Where they introduced the woman that what's her name? Camilla?
Yeah, Camilla. Yeah. They introduced Camilla in a third, and then they had like that episode in a third, and then they have like a half an episode of something else. Yeah.
So wait. You just made up over one whole episode.
Exactly. I mean, I didn't. That's because I haven't memorized everything. What I'm trying to say is that there were 3 separate story arcs in that episode.
Couldn't just say another third?
No, because I remember that the last third of it, the last one was definitely much longer. Because I remember the kids one was the second story in that episode, and it ended at the halfway point.
Okay.
So I think what I want to say is the 4th, but.
Alright. Just making sure you know your math.
Okay, I just checked the episode, yeah. It's like a quarter meet Camilla, quarter children, and then half plant book thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well then, my favorite character. No one's gonna stop me this time?
We might, but keep going for now at least.
Okay, it was just gonna be Camilla.
Camilla's a great character. She was gonna be my favorite if it wasn't for the white-haired person being introduced.
Wearing different costumes, coming in just being all, hey, what's up? And then she did the whole trading thing. That whole episode where they're just chasing her around and it's like, oh, she gave me this for this, and then she keeps going up.
I kind of like the fact that just Camilla gives no fucks. Like, she's like, oh, these dangerous books that they're going around. I mean, actually, they never tell her that that's what they do for a reason I can't comprehend, because they tell everyone that they're like finding these phantom books.
Yeah, they're just like, phantom books. Phantom books? What are
their
those?
best friend. Yeah.
That was one of the things that bugged me about the show. It's just like, I thought these were supposed to be like forbidden, secret books. Everyone knows about them.
And damn, you mean everyone.
It was straight up, like, just everyone is just like, oh, Phantom Books? Yeah, of course. Like, they're just like, going on this little bookshop owner, of course, yeah, Phantom Books.
Sorry, I accidentally sold it to someone.
Yeah, I sold it to someone, my bad. But no, Camilla was a badass, definitely.
Even with a mustache.
Even more so with a mustache.
Why'd she get a black mustache? She's obviously blonde.
Because she was in a full like tuxedo with a top hat.
Yeah, but she could still get a blonde mustache.
I thought it was brown.
Yeah, it was brown.
Was it?
It was a brown mustache.
Still, that doesn't match her hair color.
It was still the most moe mustache that I think has ever been in a show so far.
The most moe mustache.
I mean, it's true. You prove me wrong.
Can that be the title instead?
Most moe mustache.
I'm okay with that being the title.
I'm okay with that. Most moe mustache, and Makoto is the worst human being ever.
Why are you bringing Makoto into this?
Because
he
not here for earlier?
Because he just figured out that...
when you went over the giant picture, but it doesn't relate to this show at all.
It's just on his mind, because Makoto raped Katsura's sister.
Wow.
Do we have to bring this up again?
He's just the worst character ever.
He's just the worst.
Yes, I know. He's the reason to despise humanity. I get it.
I'm so glad you get it, Nathan.
But I'm sorry, but I don't want him to be a part of this because I don't want to despise this as well.
Alright, that's fair.
I guess we should stop.
So we'll get back to just calling this the most moe mustache. Alright, let's see, what other stuff do we gotta talk about?
Well,
we cover most of it.
Because the main cast is really small.
Yeah, the main cast is basically, there's the two characters, and then there's a bunch of
it's actually like smaller than Hidamari's sketch.
Yeah, there's two main characters in this, and then like other characters. So, which is just really weird. But I mean, that's kind of the nature of an episodic mystery show. There's like this main cast, and they just travel around, solving random people's problems. I didn't like, which I always have a problem with, the Huey's comedic relief friend. And I always feel, it's the same problem I always have with comedic relief friends, in the fact that I felt bad for him.
The lieutenant? Or the guy who called him lieutenant?
I feel bad for all comedic relief friends, and I felt bad for this one too.
It's because you are a comedic relief friend.
How am I a comedic relief friend? No.
You are in my story.
I'm the main character.
Of your story. This is my story.
Saying you're the main character. No. But you have a binge personality. That almost relegates you to being a comedic relief character.
No. You're in the basement.
The entire universe, all of creation, all of history was designed to support me. And I believe that. And I want you to know that I fully believe that.
Yes, that's why you're hiding in a basement.
But I fully believe all of creation exists to support me. All of creation exists as a backdrop to me being born. Like, first there was everything else, and then there was the day Truman Sipes was born, and that's when everything's mattered.
God, I disagree.
And once I die, nothing matters anymore. The world could end the day after I die for all I care.
Well, obviously, but...
Well, Truman, I've had those thoughts before, too. So does that make me the main character?
No, because I'm the main character.
Don't you get it? We're all the main characters of our own stories.
But
and
I'm
you're
the main
all the
character
comedic...
of the universe.
And you're all the comedic relief to my story.
So, the whole, there was the homunculi arc, which was pretty depressing. And then there was this weird thing where they tried to match up Camilla and this comedic relief character. And I was like, wait a second, how does that work? Because...
No, they didn't try and match them up, they hinted at it.
They hinted at it, exactly, but it was some pretty heavy subtext right there, and I'm like, whoa. But the subtext up to this point has been Camilla and Huey, and now it's just weird. You see what I'm saying? The subtext was contradictory.
No, see, subtext mostly goes over my head.
Well, in this one, the subtext was definitely contradictory.
Okay.
Like, first it's pretty obvious that it's Camilla and Huey, but then they try to, pull this whole, Camilla and the comedic relief character, because they're kind of similar, and the fact that they're silly, I'm like, whoa. That ain't happening.
Well, they started dumping Huey off on Dantalian and the girl inside Dantalian.
Yeah, but that just, I don't know, it didn't seem...
It didn't seem right, but that's what they did.
Yeah, that's what they did,
but
they were trying to, but it's not like they tried to start, they tried halfway through, because it seemed weird, because for the first half, it's totally platonic, and then they just try to not make it, make it not platonic, and I'm like, whoa guys, you've already signed this off as platonic. No. Huey and Camilla is already the shipping pair for this series. You can't just change that halfway through. So.
Maybe what was it based off of, light novels? Maybe those are better.
What was it based off of?
It is based off of, let's go to adaptions, probably a light novel.
Yep, it's a light novel. So.
Oh, also his name is Hugh Anthony, which is why you called him Anthony.
Yeah. I didn't just call him a random thing that had no relation to him.
You sure?
Is that what you were thinking I was doing?
You've done that before.
Well, I have done that before, but I wasn't doing that this time.
Alright, so I guess we'll head into scoring.
Okay. Nate, you first.
5.
5?
5?
Jay?
Completely average? Wait, why 5?
Why? Because they tried to shove a plot in at the end, which was pointless.
Yeah.
The evolution thing pissed me off. And then, I don't know, the characters weren't, they were okay, I guess. There were a couple good ones and some meh ones, and that was it.
And then...
Alright.
There was nothing about the show that made me go, yeah!
I would have given it also a 5, but there was a dragon in episode 1, so that automatically makes it go up another point.
What? Because of a dragon?
Dude, dragons are cool. If it was a blue eyes white dragon, 2 points.
So time out. Does that mean you automatically make... What would you give Dog Days 2 compared to Dog Days 1?
I haven't seen Dog Days 2.
Well, you should watch it.
And I haven't finished Dog Days 1 either.
Why not? Why wouldn't you?
Because I don't like Dog Days.
It's so happy.
It's not.
It really is very happy, actually.
Jay, this is how I described it to my brother. It's Happy Land, the show.
It's like
That does not sound appealing to me.
I describe it
sounds-
as cotton candy.
It sounds
visual
way
cotton
too.
candy.
It sounds way too sugary.
I describe it as visual cotton candy. Like it's so sugary, especially season 1. Season 2 is just they put too much.
Season 2 was nowhere near as good.
Yeah, season 2 they like put in too much fan service and they like do stuff that's weird. But season 1 is just cotton candy. The show, I loved it. So you said
They gave it
6.
6.
Yeah, 6.
So I gave it a 5 as well. Wow, this is the one thing I thought you guys would like it, and then I'd be like, yeah, 5. I didn't like it. Our ratings are almost always exactly the same.
Well, we are friends. We have similar interests.
That's
Why
pretty
wouldn't
true.
have
we
similar
gotta
perceptions?
we gotta pick something that will drastically be different. Not this week though.
Well, we had Evangelion, which
Oh yeah, that was pretty different. I gave like a 9, and like what Jake gave a 3 or something.
4. It might have gone down to 3.
So I gave it a 5 because I think for a lot of the stuff I already mentioned, I noticed visibly animation was lacking, some small things with the main character, the stories it didn't flow. I thought the characters in general were okay, and for me that's usually one of the most important things, the characters. There were just some slight hitches, but most of them were pretty likable. But just the story was just so, it felt so rushed, and everything was on the cutting room floor then the day before they were releasing episodes, and they alright, let's put the basic elements of a story together and then just send it out.
by the halfway mark, there wasn't it didn't seem like there was a villain in an episode. It was just, oh, this book is doing that.
Yeah, hey guys, this is the villain. Here's a villain.
I was watching this show for a while when it was originally airing, and I think I dropped it at episode 3.
And I like
the first time.
I like the fact that the villain ended up is just a Nazi villain.
Oh, well, we can all get behind hating Nazis.
Yeah. Although I did like the fact that there was an eye patch girl in it, so that is a plus. There are some pluses. Bondage girl, eye patch girl, tsundere girl. The main cast is pretty solid.
Oh, you just named the same person twice, and then threw in tsundere.
Oh yeah, no, I said bondage and eye patch.
That's the same person.
No, bondage is white girl, eye patch is red girl.
Oh yeah. God damn it.
So yeah, I gave it a 5 for those reasons. Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
On this show, there was potential, and then they just didn't execute. It's not that they didn't execute it well. It's just they didn't.
It had a cool world.
They didn't make a show. Yeah, the world was cool. I was behind what they were trying to do, but they just didn't do it well. They just didn't. It's just flat out. It just wasn't very well done. So, that's what I got to say.
Anything else?
Yeah, I don't got anything else. Nate, Jay?
No.
I don't think so.
Well then.
Alright, well, next week is Humanity Has Declined, a show that I know literally nothing about.
Someone try and pronounce the Japanese name.
Oh god, good luck.
You're
Shimashita.
One more time.
Oh, god damn it. Okay. Jinru wa Sutai Shimashita.
Okay, so we're watching Humanity Has Declined next week.
Yeah.
We're just gonna call it Humanity Has Declined.
Jinrui wa Sutai Shimashita. Humanity Has Declined.
That seems like the best name to call it.
Which I heard one person tell me it was good, and other than that, with just no real explanation, and then
it looks colorful as balls.
All I've seen is that one, just the picture.
It looks as colorful as the Chuck E. Cheese ball pit.
That's pretty funny.
I mean, it wasn't scored badly on Mal, so.
All right.
But can we really trust the
Mal
opinions of Mal on scoring?
Oh,
Yeah, Mal's kind of weird
Yes,
when it comes to scoring.
Alright. Well, I guess that's it for this week of the Weekly Watch, which is really quickly becoming the bi-weekly watch at the rate we're going.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah, I was gonna bring that up. God damn it.
We need to do it next week.
Yeah, I mean, I've been really busy lately, just with stuff, and then just stuff gets in the way.
Alright. We gotta try and keep up with the schedule we set for ourselves.
Hey, I had the show done by last weekend.
Yeah, so did I.
No, you didn't. You said you hadn't even started it last weekend.
I had it done by Saturday.
This Saturday.
Last Saturday. I haven't watched
Really?
it in a week.
Oh. Was I the one that was mad behind?
Yes.
Damn it. I'm always the one who's mad behind.
Alright. Well, that's it for the Weekly Watch of this week. Tune in, hopefully, next week. Again, I have to say hopefully.
And hopefully, we don't lose this one, so you actually can hear it. And it's not just us talking to ourselves like we're
I'll
insane.
look for the first two. God damn it.
And until you find them, I'm gonna blame you. So, hopefully, you can
Keep
hear
an
us
eye
next
out
weekend.
for the lost episodes.
AKA the first episodes.
Alright. Goodbye.
Goodbye, peoples.
Okay, are we done?
We have 6 subscribers. Say goodbye to them.
Okay, goodbye 6 subscribers. I hope you actually listen to us. Please listen to us. Please love us.